News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Well, here we are, just past 7. It's Wednesday, October 25th. Less than a week away from Halloween. Today, we're going to deal with, some spooky-like weather. Cloudy skies, 60% chance for some rain, high of 65. Going to be a little windy as well. Got a little windy yesterday. Later tonight, we're looking at clouds, 40% chance for some rain, and a low down to 58.
It was windy yesterday.
Yeah. Got real windy after I was mowing the lawn. Blowing all that grass that I just cut all over the place. But that's all right. I was going to leaf blow and get rid of all the grass clippings and things on the sidewalk, but now I think the wind helped.
Your favorite tool came by yesterday.
Yeah?
Because we raked all the leaves into the street over the weekend. And the big
the
vacuum cleaner that got all the leaves was there. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's very loud though.
I want to operate that thing. Do they use it by hand, or do they have a machine
It's like a marionette
thing?
puppet. It's like a puppet. They've got the tube that's out there, and it looks like it's on a couple of cables, and somebody is controlling it from the inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
because I've got in Niles, I've got there's like a person that has a little joystick.
That's what it is.
It's little.
It's probably a joystick
going in there. It's like playing video games, man.
Yeah,
sucking up leaves. That'd be a fun job. If anybody wants me to take care of that,
you should do a ride along. You should definitely do a ride along with the leaf collection thing.
Yeah,
because I want to know: do people hide mystery items in the leaf collection stuff?
Ooh,
like bowling balls.
Oh, yeah. This
garbage.
This also is a public service announcement.
Don't do that.
Kids, do not play in the piles of leaves by the road. It is not safe.
That's right.
1, you don't want to get hit by a car. 2, you don't want to get sucked up the tube like Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka. You do not want that to happen.
Did this happen to you?
No, no. I used to play in the ditches all the time with the leaves and stuff and have a good time. But it was on country roads where nobody drives down.
No leaf collection.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We had we
called that a combine.
At my house, we had 3 cars that would drive by every day.
Okay.
And it was usually just my family or one of my neighbors.
Love that.
That was it. My dog used to sleep in the road.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You sure he was sleeping?
Oh yeah, he was sleeping.
He got up every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Okay.
It used to freak people out that would drive by.
I bet.
Dog's name was Buddy. He was a great dog.
Aw.
But he would just sleep, and every time a car drove by, they would stop and think that he was dead, and they're like, "Oh no!" And then he just got up like, "I'm just taking a nap." So, anyways. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. A Bangor man is dead following a single-vehicle crash in Van Buren County on Tuesday. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Department says it happened in the 64,000 block of County Road 378 between County Road 687 and 66th Street in Bangor Township at around 4:20 yesterday afternoon. Witnesses told deputies the driver of the white Ford pickup was speeding westbound, attempting to pass several vehicles. While passing one of the vehicles, an eastbound vehicle head-on came, forcing the pickup's driver to swerve to avoid the collision. He ran off the road. His truck went airborne and rolled several times before hitting a tree. The 64-year-old driver was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced dead. The crash remains under investigation. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Michigan is taking steps to protect the public from hate crimes and other civil rights violations. U.S. Attorney Mark Totten announced the formation of the new civil rights team and United Against Hate public outreach program in Michigan this week.
This team will include 4 assistant U.S. attorneys who will be focused on prosecuting hate crimes, stopping discrimination, protecting the right to vote. In addition, I'm also excited to announce our United Against Hate campaign. This campaign is focused on educating the public about civil rights, the work we do to protect those rights, and how to report violations.
The offices say they want to build trust between law enforcement and communities and increase the public's understanding on how to report hate crimes. Taunton reminds Michiganders they can report a hate crime or criminal threat at 1-800-CALL-FBI. St. Joseph City Commissioners have voted to hire Benjamin Reynolds as the next city finance director. Reynolds is currently the assistant financial services director for Berrien County, meaning he is second in command in the county budget department. During an interview Tuesday, Reynolds said after 16 years in his current position, he wanted a new challenge. City manager John Hodgson tells us he has the qualities that City Commission wanted.
Ben Reynolds came across very strongly in his interviews. He came across as someone who will really support the other city departments. He showed a lot of passion for being a public servant leader, for safeguarding the public's funds, and I think he's going to make a great addition to the city team.
Reynolds said he strives to make complex documents simple when working with commissioners and, to be honest, and respectful to all. He was the lone candidate interviewed Tuesday after another dropped out. A committee consisting of city staff and 2 commissioners selected him to be considered. Now begins the process of negotiating a compensation package, which will be up to Hodgson and Mayor Laura Goose. The Michigan Senate has approved a series of bills that would create an individual body to regulate the price of prescription drugs in Michigan. Recent polling shows overwhelming support for the creation of the Prescription Drug Affordability Board. Patient advocate Sarah Stark says many people in Michigan will skip out on life-saving medications because simply they can't afford it.
How about having your wedding at the Niles?
Something's wrong with our system
Not
here.
that one.
An average of 1 in 4 insulin patients have had to ration their life-saving medication. I have fallen into that statistic at various points in my life for reasons as trivial as a paperwork error. So people like me rely on life-saving prescription drugs such as insulin, inhalers, and autoimmune drugs. Yet we have little to no say in how much we are forced to pay because big drug companies hold all the cards and call all the shots.
The poll conducted in September shows that 75% of those surveyed support the creation of the Drug Affordability Board. And the Niles Scream Park hosted a wedding this month.
Nice.
Did you know that?
I heard about it, yeah.
Are you supposed to scream at a wedding like that?
I think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have this report now from WSJM's Andrew Green.
How about having your wedding at the Niles Scream Park? That's just what Ben and Cora Brooks of South Bend did this month. The attraction in Niles tells us organizers of the park met with the couple in the summer and slowly brought their dream of getting hitched there to life. Their love of Halloween and the annual tradition of attending the park sparked the idea of sealing their vows for one another at the park. Cora's been attending it since 2007, and when she met Ben in 2020, the tradition of attending the 44-acre project continued as a couple. They finally tied the knot on the most promising day for any wedding, Friday the 13th. The Scream Park tells us the Brooks are not alone, as weddings are held there from time to time. In fact, this was the second spooky wedding the park has hosted this year. The nonprofit Niles Scream Park is now open for business for the season and will be through November 4th. This is its 50th year. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
And in the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. What a great idea.
Yeah, fun.
Friday the 13th
Mhm.
at the Scream Park in Niles, a wedding.
It's a great idea.
How fun is that?
And they have a great way to celebrate afterwards is go through the Scream Park.
Oh.
So many great things to enjoy.
What's the reception look like? You have like bloody looking food.
Yeah, I don't know if they go all out with that,
That'd
but
be fun.
that
I
would
wonder
be
what
fun.
they wore.
Maybe it's like they throw like fake fingers
Instead of confetti or rice.
confetti, yeah, just fingers everywhere.
I wonder if the bride wore like a headless dress or something like that.
I just hope what she did, he or she, when they're putting the ring on,
Yeah.
that it's like they start to put a ring on and it's a fake arm. And it's like, oh no, joke's on you. That would have been great.
That is fun.
We'll catch you up with sports here in just a little bit. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees warning that without immediate deliveries of fuel into Gaza, relief operations will have to be severely cut back. The Israelis say Hamas has fuel, but is hoarding it for war efforts. The latest Republican leading the pack in the race for Speaker of the House, Louisiana's Mike Johnson, who claims that the GOP will be united going forward.
You're going to see this group working like a well-oiled machine.
Johnson, one of several Republicans who refused to certify the 2020 election results, showing that Donald Trump lost the presidential race. 40 attorneys general suing Facebook and Instagram owner Meta, claiming it knew its social media addictive for teens and adolescents. Dr. Delaney Rustin, creator of a documentary called Screenagers Trilogy, says
many teens go to social media to get support with their friends, and yet they end up staying on it so long they feel worse.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Your sports update on the morning show is brought to you by True Blue Financial. Independent, uncomplicated, dedicated.
16 games last night in the NHL, part of the Frozen Frenzy, with all 32 teams in action. Seattle over the Red Wings 5-4 in overtime.
Saying good morning to everyone watching on our live stream on our Facebook and our YouTube.
Sorry, we were in the background talking about why the heck is Ken playing the wrong sound bites
it's all right.
for news stories, and it's driving me crazy.
I was just going to say that woman.
I'm blaming the computer.
That woman sounded a lot like Andrew Green, and I was curious of what happened.
Talking about the wrong stuff.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway,
good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Hope you're having a great start to your day. A little rainy today.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much going to stick around most of the day. But hey, we're okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. Was it rainy on your way in?
It started to rain.
Okay.
I was getting a little bit of the sprinkle, and it was enough rain that it was annoying to where I had to use the wiper for like a little bit.
I wonder, we were talking on the air about bumpy cakes.
Yeah.
And I wonder what it will take to make an agreement with Sanders, because it clearly sounds like they have an agreement with an outside bakery to make the cakes.
Yeah.
I assume they have to have the packaging and some of the distribution logistics set up. So I wonder what it's going to take to get somebody else to take over that contract.
Yeah, like what kind of square footage, what kind of
production
kind of
can they
operation
do
they need? Yeah.
How central are they? All that other stuff.
You guys said the one is in Livonia right now?
Yeah. It's in Livonia.
But how long had they been doing it? They've been
not
they
the whole
100
years.
Okay.
But they've been doing it for a good number of times. They didn't specify the actual.
They just said long-time partner.
Yeah. Long-time Bumpy Cakes Bakery partner.
That's something I would like to try to make at home.
Yeah, they do have a recipe online.
Yeah.
You can see what they do, and I don't know. I mean, it looks like you could do it.
It doesn't seem too complicated.
No.
I mean,
no. It's never complicated.
Right.
Just getting the recipe right is the key.
It's the flavor.
Right.
The idea, the concept of cake, frosting, buttercream tube things or bumps, and then fudge over the top. I mean, it seems like it will work, but yeah, will it taste the same? That's the biggest question.
Yeah. I wonder why Mini Marie Bakers is not going to make it anymore.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm looking at their website, and they moved from. It's interesting who they are. The Ari family, who owns Minnie's Bakery, Mini Marie Bakery, moved from Ontario to Detroit back in 1910.
Okay.
And then they started selling baked goods, cookies, cakes, pies, all baked in their home's coal-fired oven.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so they started off in just an oven, selling stuff on the street. And then they opened a bakery eventually, and now they do all kinds of stuff, including contract baking, which is what this was.
The big contract. So that means they probably had a pretty large production facility.
Ooh, it's so large they even have a gluten-free bakery within the bakery.
Nice.
That produces granolas and granola bars, like capital G, capital B granola bars.
Oh my,
that's big stuff. That's a big bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some more things to get to here in just a moment. Let's get back to the show.
Okay. For you in your email as you start your day. So be in the know about what's happening in our business community day in and day out at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app.
Moody on the Market is a service made possible by your friends at Midwest Family.
Cloudy skies with rain showers today. You're going to want to keep your rain gear with you. It'll be light to moderate showers for the first half to 3/4 of the day. High temperatures are going to be right around 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We're going to drop down to 58. Still a few scattered showers. And on Thursday, rain in the morning and then a break, and then rain in the evening with high temperatures near 70. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook and our YouTube streaming live. Speaking of Facebook and the whole meta platforms of Facebook and Instagram, they are getting sued.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, 42, this is all over the news, but Michigan's part of it, so we thought we'd talk about it. 42 attorneys general throughout the country, including Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, are suing Meta, alleging the company knowingly designed and deployed harmful features on Instagram and its other social media platforms that purposefully addicted children and teens. At the same time, Meta falsely assured the public, according to the attorneys general, that these features were safe and suitable for young users. Now, on its face, Instagram's there to be looked at.
Right.
And what the lawsuit says is that the practices go beyond that and violate state consumer protection laws and the federal Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It says these practices have harmed and continue to harm the physical and mental health of children and teens and have fueled what the U.S. Surgeon General has deemed a youth mental health crisis, which ends in all kinds of bad things, including ended lives.
Wow.
So Dana Nessel, our Attorney General for Michigan, says Meta has for some time been aware of the dangers that ongoing and constant exposure to social media has on young people. Documents recently made public show that Meta put its desire to profit from teen engagement on its platforms above the physical and mental health of that demographic. She stands firmly with her colleagues, asserting that Meta has misrepresented the addictive nature of social media and violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, for which it has to be held accountable. You think about TikTok and the heat it got for coming up with the algorithm that just made you sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Now, the attorneys general are looking at the other social media platforms, Instagram, and saying, you've got the endless scrolling option. You don't say, hey, take a break. TikTok does that, which if you spend a little time scrolling on there, a little too much time, according to their algorithm, it says, hey, why don't you take a break? Go outside, do something like that.
It does that? Really?
It does that, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I haven't been on TikTok for a while because
But the kids have TikTok.
are seeing that, yeah.
Sure. Okay. And it actually will kind of shut it off.
Well, it doesn't shut it off.
It just says,
hey,
maybe you should stop.
take a break. Go see what's outside.
Don't tell me what to do.
You just swipe past.
Yeah, you just swipe past it.
But so on the one hand, you have these things that are meant to attract, engage, and keep people viewing.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, they say it's too much. But you think about some of the other things that are in society, television, for instance, video games.
Don't stand too close to the TV.
Fast food.
Yeah.
I mean, everything they do is made to keep you doing it.
I wish they had that at like the drive-thru and you're like, yeah, I'll have these cheeseburgers and these cheeseburgers and the fries and all that. And then the person just gets on the thing and says, yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe
You're
you should
limited
stop.
to 2 cheeseburgers and 1 order of fries.
Right. No.
No orange soda.
I want this. I want all of it.
Yeah.
Give me one of everything.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, too, is that even at one point, Facebook and Instagram and all that, they had an age limit.
Yes.
And it was supposed to be like over 18 or something like that. And when Facebook first started, you had to have a college email.
Oh, really?
You had to have a .edu email that was verified by them.
Oh.
Because when I had first Facebook, I actually had to submit my college email, and they said, all right, we'll get back to you if you're verified to be able to be on there.
Okay.
And then you had to be a verified age. Now, I mean, I think it's like 18, but everybody just lies about it. Says, oh, yeah, I'm 20 years old, even though I'm 10.
Yeah.
So and parents are kind of able to police their child's screen time as well as what they're doing on social media, but still they're spending a lot of time in front of that screen.
They are. They're spending a lot of time in front of the screen, primarily because it is a communication channel.
Yeah.
It's a communication channel with email, kids don't do that anymore. Phones, kids don't do that anymore. Texts, sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
All the different little chat apps, and then the social medias, the Instagrams,
Mhm.
the WhatsApp, all that other stuff. So, I mean, trying to limit your children's electronic time, and then within that, trying to limit the time they spend scrolling through media.
Right.
That's an uphill.
Oh,
That's an
yeah.
uphill battle that I don't know that they're going to get through that with a lawsuit.
No.
I mean, unless they have bundling antitrust legislation somehow can
Right.
twist that into, if you have a communications device, it won't do anything addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to fix this. Yeah, with a lawsuit, it's not going to happen. But maybe they make a step for that. I mean, because even parents they try to do all that stuff, but a lot of times the screen time is all these kids are going to want.
Yeah.
They just want to be on the screen.
I mean, do they come to a point where the lawsuit results in a judge ordering Instagram, TikTok, and all the others to say, okay, you've got to make all your videos at least 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure they can't swipe through it before they watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
And the app overheats your phone after 15 minutes and it's done for the day.
Somebody just texted me.
Here you are looking at your phone.
He's a yeah, exactly. Speaking of screen time, he's a teacher, so he's a very credible source. He says, I'm pretty sure the age limit for Facebook now is 13.
Oh, geez.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, I would love for kids to get back to the social media we were used to as kids, which was go outside and play with your friends.
Yeah. In real life.
Yeah, in real
IRL.
life.
Yeah.
There's so many times where kids are like, oh, I'm going to go play with my friends. Oh, okay. Are they coming to go play basketball or something like that outside? No, we're just going to jump on the video games and talk on the headsets.
Yeah. Talk around the world to people we don't know.
So now you got kids that have bad hearing because they wear headsets all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. And bad vision because they spend so much time in front of the screen.
Yep.
Now they even we're all going to be hunchbacks because everybody I see all the time, adults or children, they're always hunched over looking at their screens all the time.
Wasn't that WALL-E, the movie WALL-E?
No, they were, well, in WALL-E, they were all sitting in lounge chairs and they were like 400
Obese.
pounds.
Yeah.
Probably like more than that, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Even they were better off than the kids are going to be here.
Is it toxic for kids? I mean, it depends on what you consider toxic, but it is certainly is a problem.
Yeah.
But how are they going to fix it? I don't know. This is maybe one step towards that.
Yeah. So the attorneys general are filing lawsuit. They're also talking about TikTok, Snapchat. Nestle has participated in investigations in those platforms, and a previous investigation into Meta. Instagram's of a concern. So basically, they're concerned about the screen time. They're concerned about the addictive nature. They're warning that repeated exposure to what she's calling the unrealistic beauty standards and some of the hateful rhetoric that's out there.
Yeah.
That's
again, the big thing
contributing.
too. The real toxicity is the bullying. It's the FOMO. It's the I'm not good enough kind of feeling. The anxiety that kids have. It's really becoming a problem. Other social media news. TikTok, you mentioned.
Yep.
Testing out 15-minute long video uploads.
Why? What is that?
Yeah, exactly. That no one does them that long, but the app is gradually increased their video times from 15 seconds to now 10 minutes, and they're sending out notifications that upload videos up to 15 minutes long.
Oh, I see.
And make sure your app is up to date. Then you can try uploading from your app or your desktop.
Okay. So they're going after a broader market.
Probably broader market. Probably really diving into a lot of those content
DIY.
creators, those podcasters, those DIYs, those kind of people.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is TikTok has fought through a lot of the criticism that it had. First, it was you're too addictive. Then it was you're Chinese owned, and then it was you're trying to steal my information or whatever order that was. And so the creators, the content creators, know if they want to reach a demographic, and that's the younger demographic, 30 and under. You got to get on that TikTok.
A lot of young people say they use TikTok for getting their news.
Yep.
And then they also go there for they're in a battle right now, TikTok and YouTube. Like people go and learn things on TikTok as far
Big
as a
time.
lot of that DIY, that how-to
Oh,
stuff, the little life hacks and
Yep.
different things. So
And I'll admit, I mean, I've seen things on both the TikToks and the YouTubes where it's the shorts, the reels, wherever those are.
Yeah.
Is that Instagram? I don't know.
yeah, whatever they're
Wherever the
quick
reels
for,
are.
yeah.
They'll do food stuffs on there, and I'll go find more information. It's like, I want to do that too.
Oh yeah.
So that must be why TikTok's going after that 15-minute upload deal.
I just love you can tell you're an old part of the older generation because
Thank
you
you.
call it the TikToks and the YouTubes.
Oh yeah, I call it the internets too.
And
It's
the
a series of
Facebooks.
tubes and
Everything has an
vacuums.
S at the end of it.
Oh yeah, Myers.
Yeah. Well,
It's Meyer.
your news, your sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minutes is coming up next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM's.
At Sturgis Bank, it's our people that make the difference. Meet Stephanie Timmer, commercial lender.
All right, back at it here on the live stream.
That was probably one of the funniest things still that I've heard come from the U.S. Senate is when somebody asked a U.S. senator to explain the internet.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I think it's a series of tubes and
Yeah,
vacuums.
The
that kind of stuff.
If you want to watch some comedy gold, you need to watch all of the Senate hearings that they have for like people from YouTube, people
the
from
new
Google,
technology. Yeah.
people from Meta, all of those things, because just to watch, I mean, Zuckerberg doesn't really show emotion.
Yeah.
But just to
Well,
see,
because he's a bot.
because he's a robot, but
Yeah.
just to see his reaction
Yeah.
when people ask him questions, and it's one of those where he has that look on the, and everybody has that look when you realize you got to be joking, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me with that question. Like, you want me to explain
How do you turn
how
the
the internet
page on
works?
Facebook?
How come we're not friends
Yeah.
on Facebook, Zuckerberg? I sent you a friend request and I didn't get
How many
anything.
people can see that face on the book?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is silly. And for the longest time before the internets came around, people were very critical of lawmakers because they tried to legislate in specialized fields.
Yeah.
Fields like medicine. Would you really want a lawmaker involved in medical research? To some extent,
Right.
maybe. To some extent, maybe not. Do you want them involved in technological innovation? Maybe, maybe not. So, I mean, it's an ongoing battle. But if they don't
Right.
school themselves up and understand what they're talking about, they shouldn't legislate.
And
on
that's the biggest thing, is the fact that you are smart. You can educate yourself on just about any of these things.
Yeah.
Especially when you're about to go to a hearing and talk to people in those different realms.
Yeah.
Do your research. You have a team of people.
Well, that's what happens. Is the team of people do
Yeah.
the research and they come up with volumes of
Yeah.
stuff that they think is important, and it gets distilled down to just like 4 or 5 questions and
Right.
a brief, and the senator or the congressman they sometimes and probably too often wing it.
Yep.
And that's not good.
They don't stay on message, or
Well,
they don't
do
stay
the
with
research.
the question.
They don't do the prep
Yeah.
work. Some lawmakers, I will tell you, they do a ton of research.
Yeah.
They know it inside out. They
Sometimes,
educate
yeah,
themselves.
sometimes there's not enough time for them to get through all that stuff, but it's just
Well.
it's funny to watch some of those because they'll ask the question,
Yeah.
and then they'll kind of try to have a conversation with the person, and then that's where it goes off the rails.
Yes.
It's like, no, just ask the question, get the answer, move on to the
Don't
next
get
question.
fancy.
Don't get fancy. Then take that information and then go back and continue to constantly research that stuff.
Yeah.
But no,
It's fun.
Yeah.
But I do wonder where these lawsuits will go with the social media
Yeah.
platforms.
Is there a big money dollar amount attached to this? Or
I
is
mean,
it,
if they go after money, what does that solve?
Yeah.
You know, it buys you a new phone for your kid. I don't
right?
know. I don't know what it does.
Do they give money back to the people after that, or where's that money go?
I'm sure there's probably some monetary thing involved in like a penalty, but I think what they're probably really going after is to figure out how do we stop, or at least set some standard for the industry so that they don't go predatory after our kids.
Right. All right.
Steal their minds, Johnny.
Yeah, they're still in their minds. It's just the brain suck that's happening right now.
That's the leaf blower on the street.
Let's find out what's happening when the Bloomberg market report, and then we'll get back to news here in just a moment.
Healthy report from Alphabet. The top executives of Delta and United Airlines are warning that legislation pending in Congress would devastate popular loyalty programs. The bipartisan proposal aims to save consumers money by forcing more competition in the credit card payments processing business. Stocks rose for the first time in several sessions yesterday across the board. Earnings helped power Wall Street higher. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that could solve it. That's probably the answer.
That's probably the answer. No one else heard it except for you. Yeah, they're not going to hear it again. Good morning. It's going to be a rainy day throughout most of the day and into the evening. Today, 60% chance for rain. It's 100% right now here in Benton Harbor. High 65 later on tonight. Cloudy. 40% chance for excuse me, for some rain, and a low down to 58. So there you go. Okay. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning in the WSJM Newsroom. I'm Ken Lundberg. The Curious Kids Museum in downtown St. Joseph back on its feet after a fire that destroyed about half of its exhibits last year. The doors are open, the kids are back inside, and community support has been amazing. That's according to Museum Director Lori Marciniak, who tells us they've still got plenty of work to do, continuing to replace some of the lost exhibits. They've replaced about 20% so far, and they're still raising money to replace the others. They do have their annual Celebrate Curiosity Gala coming up this Friday. It's a spooky soiree theme, and they have already sold out the event, but there is a silent auction attached to it, and that is open to everyone. We do have a link on our website, WSJM.com, for more information about that silent auction. Sucker for silent auctions.
Love me a silent auction.
Love that stuff. St. Joe Mayor Laura Goose and City Commissioner Lynn Todman attended their final meeting as elected members of the body this week. Goose and Todman both opted not to seek re-election, and by the time the City Commission meets again, others will have been elected to take their places. Goose said major commission accomplishments during her time in office have included the Sustainability Committee, the passage of a non-discrimination ordinance, and downtown development. Todman, who's been a commissioner for 5 years, told us she's happy she was able to serve and looks forward to seeing what the commission will do in the next term. And more than $330,000 in road construction grants are coming to Berrien County communities through the state's Community Service Infrastructure Fund program. The recipients are Benton Harbor, Galeen, and Baroda. Benton Harbor will get $192,000 to repair Jefferson Street. Galeen will receive $46,000 to fix Karen Drive and First Street. And Baroda is receiving $100,000 to repair Pheasant Run. The grants are 50-50 matches of the project's total cost. The governor's office says the projects were selected in part because they are paired with infrastructure work, coordinated with other road agencies, and focused on extending the useful life of the roadway. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
There you go. And coming up here in just a little bit, we'll catch you up with sports. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. A 2-year-old Lansing boy is in critical condition after shooting himself Tuesday afternoon. The boy was reportedly left alone in a car with access to a gun. A 44-year-old man ran but was caught. The Michigan Public Service Commission is putting consumers' energy on the defensive. The commission directed consumers to show cause why it shouldn't be held in violation for billing and service quality issues. In July, an investigation was opened for complaints about abnormally high estimated bills and meters not properly working. The order directs consumers to file testimony on its many issues. In the UP, Calumet Electronics, which specializes in engineering and manufacturing circuit boards, is working to expand its operation of 350 employees to keep up with demand from the Department of Defense. In Battle Creek, Denso plans to transform its manufacturing operations in the battery electric vehicles industry. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Hello?
Man, where are you? This wedding is lit. I thought you were coming.
Ooh, I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? You didn't get.
Hope everyone's having a good start to their day. Thank you so much for joining us. Just walked away for a moment to get some coffee.
You're addicted to the pecan coffee, aren't you?
Yeah, I just put the Southern Pecan in the Keurig.
You
that
don't
we
say
have.
you don't say pecan?
I say pecan. Yeah,
Okay, that's
I'm
very
a pecan.
refined. You're very refined.
Is it supposed to be pecan?
No, people in Georgia say pecan. I was raised saying pecan.
Yeah,
but come see, come saw. Tomato, tomato.
right. I mean,
Potato,
is that where
potato.
they grow them?
Yeah.
So I guess we should probably trust where they're growing them.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've never. What is a? I'm trying to think of what does
Tree.
a pecan tree look like.
And
And then those are the ones they kind of have an outer layer shell around the pecan, and then the good stuff is inside. Kind of like a walnut.
Well,
it's-
I mean, it's a nut.
Yeah.
It's a nut. It looks like a football.
Yeah.
And it's got that. It's the one in the nut mix where you have the, you put the shelled.
Yep.
The nuts would still have shells on them.
It's got that.
It's
kinda
the one that's
tan
really
shell.
tough that usually goes flying across the room when we try to cut it
Yeah.
or try to break it.
Oh yeah.
And so because the holidays are coming up, the nut trays are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know which one to avoid.
Do you use when you crack the nuts? Do you
Yeah.
use the classic nut cracker like the guy, or do you use the metal?
I use the
You
metal.
prefer if you had to choose between the two?
Well, if I had to choose between the two, the decision comes down to this. What's durable? What's most durable?
Right.
The metal things never fail.
Yeah.
But they do send your nut flying across the room.
Right.
But the nut cracker, they're usually more decorative these days.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they're not durable enough and you break somebody else's nutcracker ornament, you're in trouble.
You don't want that jaw
What about you?
breaking out. Yeah, it depends on the nut. If it's like a walnut or something like that, that's going to have that pretty hard shell. Yeah. I don't want to break it either. So I go for the metal.
They should come up with a glove and a tray. The glove, you put it on like an oven mitt.
Yeah.
And it has just a little metal protection thing that has it's a little bit
Sure, a little curve. Yeah.
Convex.
Okay.
Convex or concave? Concave.
Concave. Yeah.
So it's concave. So you can put the nut right in there, nestle it down, and then just smash it. And that's what I want to do in the corner at the holiday
But what
party.
about what's gonna
Just smash nuts.
protect the table?
No, it's in the nut tray.
Oh, it's in the nut tray.
And so the nuts go flying when you do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's in development. This is the innovation process.
for
That's
that-
why it took the tissue company, Charmin, 5 years to come up with the perfect perforation.
I'm just gonna say, Ken, for that reason, I'm out.
Come on.
Yeah, if you're smacking my table,
What's the
I'm
deal?
not gonna be a fan.
In Shark Tank, when they say I'm out, is there any bringing them back? I've watched a lot of it, and I don't remember many of them coming back after they say they're out.
I have seen people when they're selling and they somebody says they're out, they have tried to lure them back in, and I know a lot of times the sharks will be like, well, I already said I was out, so I'm out. But I think I saw one episode where they considered coming back, but it was like with a lot of concessions. They were like, yeah, I offered you this for 30% or whatever. Now that you're trying to get me back in, I need a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, give me 50-50 here. But then I've seen some team ups happen with somebody that was out already. They're like, well, I guess maybe I would jump on board with blah, blah, blah and do a team up. I like that show.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he's fun.
I think he's a smart dude. And I always liked him. I liked him back when he was the Dallas Mavericks owner.
Is he still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still owns them. And speaking about business, the valuation of the Dallas Mavericks since he's become owner has like quadrupled.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So he made the investment when they were not so good, and he's built that team up, the popularity, the not only the value, but yeah, it's big.
Ooh, looking at my tech news this morning.
Yeah.
Apple has scheduled another event.
Really?
October 30th. at 8 p.m.
So when they did
evening thing.
When they did their last event, they announced the new iPhone.
Yep.
I think there was a new iPad there as well, and then the watch, and then of course the updated operating system.
Yeah, they
What
did the
else did
operating
they have?
system and they did the phone. I know
The
they
phone?
did those things.
Okay.
I think there's been a lot of talk about the iPad. They may have introduced one. This one, it sounds like is going to be the refresh of the iMac line.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Wow. So the tagline for the event is "Scary Fast."
Scary fast.
Scary
All right.
fast. So I think that talks about whipping up the event. Probably not, but more about the operating power of the computer.
Okay.
Scary fast. You're invited to watch a special Apple event online.
Very nice.
October 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I have some Apple news.
Oh.
That we can get to here in just a little bit. That has to do with anybody that owns any Apple products.
Oh no, is it good or bad?
I think it's good.
Okay.
I think it's good especially for you because I know you're a tinkerer.
Yes. Okay,
so this is really good stuff. So we'll talk about that here in a moment. I'm gonna go grab my coffee and we'll be right back.
All right.
$9 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-737-9944. That's 1-800-737-9944. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-737-9944. That's 1-800-737-9944. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
WSJM Weather You Can Depend On is sponsored by Boss Services, raising the standard for heating, cooling, and electrical in Southwest Michigan. Boss Services.
Cloudy skies with rain showers today. You're going to want to keep your rain gear with you. It'll be light to moderate showers for the first half to 3/4 of the day. High temperatures are going to be right around 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We're going to drop down to 58. Still a few scattered showers. And on Thursday, rain in the morning, and then a break, and then rain in the evening with high temperatures near 70. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
This is Chokwe Pitchford, Berrien County Commissioner. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken, WSJM.
Freshened up my coffee. Now I am ready to roll on the second cup today. Yep,
Ooh,
I think I
second cup.
Well,
Johnny,
I had my cup from home.
Yeah, usually you nurse that till 11 o'clock.
Usually, I don't know. I think I have a problem. It's because the Keurig over there that we've got. Shout out to the folks at Hanson Beverage.
Mm-hmm.
They just put in Southern Pecan.
Ooh,
delicious.
Yum.
I tried it the other day and I was like, oh man, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get another one. And yesterday I got it, and it was after the show.
Okay.
And it was good. But now I've gone through my coffee.
Oh man.
Because Jocelyn has said to me, because we make like one big pot thing of coffee.
Yeah.
And I usually take about half of it.
Okay.
And every morning she's like, so you took all the coffee. You took a little more than you usually do. And I said, well, what I'll do, we got the Keurig at work. I'll just I'll go ahead. I'll only fill a little bit of my cup. So my cup was only about half full.
Okay.
So
that's better
I finished
than being
that.
half empty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's a 20 ounce. So I only had about probably 12 ounces of coffee.
Okay.
So I think I'm good.
Okay.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging.
You're the one that has like
me.
You got 4 shots of espresso in there,
That's
man.
the first cup.
You're all jacked up.
Wow.
Lots of things to talk about this morning. We were just talking about this on our live stream. By the way, we're on our Facebook and our YouTube right now if you'd like to watch.
Yeah.
About technology.
Okay.
And how you were talking about Apple has an event coming up.
That's right.
Was it the 30th?
April 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. They're going to be unveiling something new that they're calling Scary Fast.
April 30th or October 30th?
I'm sorry.
October
30th.
October.
I was
jumping
thinking
ahead.
April. Sorry. Yeah.
They'll probably have one in April as well.
October.
Okay, so
right before Halloween.
Right before Halloween.
Scary Fast.
What do you think they're going to as a tech person, what are they? What are you thinking they're going to be unveiling?
The rumor is it's going to be a new iMac.
Okay.
They're thinking the 24-inch refresh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and fast.
All right.
So let's see what the latest on is. Let's see. Last month, unlikely rumor: Apple could be planning to launch a low-cost MacBook series. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, all the Apple talk is probably an iMac. There'll probably be something else too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they will unveil this. I just read that Apple is going to start selling replacement parts for your iPhone and your Mac.
Really? So I can now fix it myself?
Yeah.
Oh.
They agreed to follow a new national quote unquote right to repair bill.
Love it.
Which that covers a lot of different things.
Love it.
But it's supposed to keep us from replacing newer devices when they break.
See, I like that a lot.
I do too.
I mean, if I want to get it fixed fast and professionally, sure, I'll go to the place that does that. But there's not always a place that does that.
No, a lot of those,
or it's extremely expensive.
It's extremely expensive, or it's so specialized that they need all of these special tools.
Yes.
Like you have to go to the Apple store in order to get this one thing fixed instead of just going to a cell phone shop that does a lot of screen repair and stuff like that.
And you go to the Apple desk and they say, "Oh, did you try turning it off and on?"
Right. Or what they end up doing is they just end up replacing your phone.
Yeah.
With a full on refurbished phone instead of just fixing it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, your phone is like, oh, well, the screen got cracked. I just want the screen. Everything else is working just fine. The first, I think it was like the first iterations of the iPhone, the being able to fix it yourself actually wasn't that hard. I think I replaced a screen or something on the iPhone back in the day.
Yep.
It also means that Apple will now supply the parts and diagnostic tools to any repair shop as well as you. Until now, only Apple and authorized dealers could fix your iPhone or your MacBook, which meant repairs took forever and sometimes cost more than just replacing your device altogether. So this good news, I think.
That's really good news. I don't know what parts I'm going to need to replace other than the screen, and thank goodness Apple has come up with a formulation. I don't know if this is true for the other smartphones. I imagine they have something similar, but the glass they have on the screens now is pretty tough. I feel like I don't even need the screen protectors anymore for the last couple generations.
Yeah,
the 12, no. The 15, no.
Yeah, because I think they replaced it with the Gorilla Glass, I believe, which is supposed to be super strong stuff. Because I will say, I've dropped my phone.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, it slipped out of my hand. I have small hands. That's why I needed the small phone. It slipped out of my hand once or twice and fallen to the ground on face down. And I thought, oh, that phone is done for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Good.
So that's good. But if I did need to replace it, I could do it.
You know what it's going to need now? It's going to mean now is I will have to get the tool set that goes to this.
Yep.
Because the screwdriver for these things, I mean, it's microscopic. It's star. Sometimes they've got the little indentation in the middle of it.
Yeah, the only screws
crazy.
I even see on this are on the very, very bottom.
Yeah.
And they are super tiny.
Yeah.
So and if you looked at the very first couple iPhones, like the first one, and then like all the way up until like the 4 or 5,
like a lug nut, right?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I mean, you still needed a specialty tool.
Yeah.
But you could probably with the same screwdriver you would replace your eyeglasses with.
Oh yeah,
was about that size. But this is like 3 times smaller than that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good news.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I
don't know what I still don't know what I'm gonna fix other than the screen though. I mean, what goes wrong on these things? Maybe that's why they're doing it.
I mean, some of the ports, maybe like if your volume button sticks.
Yeah.
Did they change that stupid little do not disturb silence thing?
They sure did. It's now called the action button.
And it's a lot better than trying to fit your pinky in there.
Yeah, you just press the button And then I've got mine set to video.
Ooh.
But you can have a few different settings where you can have it take a voice memo or do a phone call, or you can set it up to do anything. You can really set it up to do anything.
You can set it to silence and all that stuff really easily.
That one I haven't really figured out. My phone just doesn't do anything right now. I have to look at it for notifications. It doesn't ring. I haven't heard it ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think I have that setting.
Maybe in the new update it doesn't ring at all. You just it thinks
it thinks to me, sends me a mental message. Yeah, that could be.
That's what happens.
That's what you need.
We'll get to your Moody on the Market update here in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Fall is upon us, and with fall weather comes fall projects for golf courses. Pipestone Creek Golf Course is currently completing projects that will have a minimum impact on play, but a long-lasting benefit, bringing incredible course conditions. With fall projects comes fall rates, which means you can take advantage of rates full of value. 18 with a cart, $25 per golfer. 9 with a cart, $18. And unlimited walking for only $10. Pipestone Creek Golf Course is the dollar-for-dollar champion in golf value. The crew has the course in amazing condition, and you will simply not find the value you find at Pipestone Creek anywhere else in Southwest Michigan. Don't miss your chance to take advantage of amazing rates and good time golf while the good weather cooperates. You can book online now at pipestone.golf or give the Pro Shop a call. If the weather does take a turn for the worse, don't forget Pipestone Golf has an indoor simulator located in the heart of Benton Harbor Arts District. You can book time for the Pipestone Indoor Country Club on their website, pipestone.golf. Ask about their packages, memberships, and indoor leagues that are currently forming to run through the winter. Whether it's indoor or outdoor, Pipestone Golf is your dollar-for-dollar best value for golf in Southwest Michigan.
You've taken all the risk. You shoulder all the responsibility. You had an idea and heroically propelled it further than others could imagine. You're an independent local business owner. You drive our economy, which drives our country forward.
Who is it?
We've got people on the live stream. We've got Curl, we've got Bill, we've got Diane. Good morning, all.
Hello.
I'm sure there are others.
Curl says hi to Bill.
I love communities.
Diane says, good morning, everyone.
Hello, Diane.
There you
Hello,
go.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. And if there's ever anything you want us to talk about or look up or look into, let us know.
Yeah. We've been talking about a lot of different
very
things.
Powerful internets here.
Yeah, when they work. Unlike yesterday when you were like pretty much lost without the internet because it's like I'm trying to do work here.
Yeah, I mean, it was so frustrating because I could put content on one computer and it wouldn't talk to the other computers.
Frustrating.
It's like, well, I had to get an old school thumb drive out to move files, and I was like, come on.
Get the floppy disk out.
94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, you can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Download that for free. You can also check out our Moody on the Move series. Zacky's talking with our friends from Our Lady of the Lake. And also, speaking of Zach, he announced the Bold Women of Business. That list is at moodyonthemarket.com, as well as 40 Under 40, best places to work, and so much more. You can spend a lot of time there. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And today's Moody update, we talk about business updates. We talk about life in Southwest Michigan, why it's so great and why we love it here. We also talk about interesting people. This is a combination of business updates and interesting people. And it's the story on moodyonthemarket.com is called Love and the Lucky Wolf. Basically, we found Pawpaw, and we fell in love with it. That's Jason Diebler Love, one of the owners of the Lucky Wolf at 404 East Michigan Avenue in Pawpaw. In the town so nice, they named it twice. There's a beautiful main street, and with literally tons of fascinating history woven into the structures of each building. In the heart of downtown is one of the most beautiful and historic buildings. It's the former First Baptist Church that was built back in 1857.
Wow.
Still stands today. It's been through a few things. For a long time, it was a playhouse, a theater for one of the local groups there that became quite well known. And now it's called the Lucky Wolf. Yeah. So originally from Royal Oak, Jason and his wife, India, said when they made the decision to move back to Michigan, they had basically traveled the world in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
They already had 3 children, and they had 2 more on the way, twins on the way. And so rather than spend more than the cost of a home mortgage on daycare, they decided we need some better flexibility here. Why don't we look into doing our own business? So in December 2021, they purchased the Pawpaw Playhouse.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm just scrolling through and looking at a lot of these different things. Not only their food options, they're going to roast their own coffee there.
They roast their own coffee
so I'm
there
sure
now.
It smells nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I fell in love with the place because they've got the cafe. They've got a nice intimate seating area where they have a little stage where local musicians, 1 or 2, can play.
Yeah.
At from time to time. They've got the coffee roaster. I mean, the physical roaster.
Yeah.
Green Glass Coffee is there. They joined forces with the Lucky Wolf.
Sweet.
And so they roast their own coffee there. I tasted the coffee. It's fabulous. It's really, really good. And then upstairs is a theater.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's like a full-on
170 seat theater with a stage. They can show movies, they can have plays, they can have music bands, they have comedians there, and they're reaching out and just bringing folks not only from the region but from around the nation in for performances.
That's really great.
It's really cool. So you can see this full article. We go in depth about all the things that they're doing, and not only that, but the same people who own this Lucky Wolf, Jason in India, they also own the hardware store in town, which is good for if you're doing renovations.
Yeah.
And so they've had the place for about 1.5 years. They just recently opened the theater. They've got new sound, new lighting. They wanted to make sure that they kept the original character of the theater. And so they built some infrastructure around it to make it modern, yet they kept the character.
That's cool.
So it's really cool. It's good stuff. So check it out. This full article is on moodyonthemarket.com.
Your Moody on the Market update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. We'll catch you up with sports, news, and a whole lot more next. It's The Morning Show on 94.9 WSJM.
We're watching over you, IMS.
Yeah, it looks like a cool spot up there in Pawpaw.
It is. And they really want it to be an inclusive place.
Yeah.
And, actions speak louder than words. And so what they've done in their cafe is they've got your typical carnivore options, right?
Yeah.
You want a bacon sandwich, you go get a bacon sandwich. Or they do a lot of paninis. They have some really cool panini presses.
Oh.
But they have one for carnivores or omnivores, like you, and then they have one for vegans.
Ooh.
So if you're a vegan or if you're gluten-free or whatever, they've got options for all that.
Nice.
They also have, they've been able to take advantage of some COVID era grants to make the whole place handicap accessible.
Very nice.
So they've done that. And then in addition, they've used some of that money to, again, with the COVID grant money, to make sure that people who want to see the performances that are happening upstairs but can't get up the stairs because that's the only way to get up there. Excuse me, up there are streamed live. The performances are streamed live down in the lobby area.
Cool. I love that idea. I love the innovations and things that they can come up with, but that theater just looks cool. And there's so much flexibility of what they could do and have happen up there. So,
but the food options, not only do they have the cafe, but they've got the little, I don't know, what do you call it? This store, like a mercantile, where you can buy Michigan-made wines,
nice,
organic Michigan-made wines, minority-owned vineyards. I mean, they've really thought a lot.
I love that
about what kind of stuff that they offer.
I have to cruise up there and check that out.
Oh yeah,
up in Pawpaw,
the Lucky Wolf.
All right. Well, that about does it for us for today. We still got another hour of the show. If you want to stream that on WSJM.com and the WSJM app, and we're listening on your radio here in Southwest Michigan, 94.9. But we'll be back here on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube a little bit later tomorrow.
Yep.
24 hours from now. 23 hours, I guess, from now. All right. Have a great rest of your day.